given the situation that it has created in Iraq.
Iran.
Do you think Iran?
Yeah.
Or attack Iran. But given the situation that it has created in Iraq, do you think, in your estimation, Israel at any point in time attack Iran if United States does not? And also the fact that can you also think about a scenario which will ensue if that happens in the Middle East?
Did you ask if Israel attacks Iran?
Yeah, Israel.
Well, I frankly don't think that. I think Israel is much too constrained by its relationship to the United States that it will not carry out military force unless it's authorized by the United States. I mean, there was a case when Israel did attack a nuclear power, a nuclear development installation, the Osirak bombing in 1981, which was against the will of the United States. And we know what happened that time. The bombing of the Osirak reactor, apparently, as far as we know, initiated Saddam Hussein's nuclear weapons program. The reactor was investigated shortly after by the chair of the Harvard University Physics Department, who's a specialist in nuclear power and nuclear engineering. He wrote an article in Nature about it, the leading international scientific journal, in which he concluded that this reactor was incapable of producing weapons-grade material or nuclear weapons, and was, in fact, an experimental reactor designed for nuclear power. Well, we also know now from defectors, Iraqi nuclear scientists, who have reported, and it's pretty plausible, that after the Israeli bombing of the reactor, Saddam Hussein ordered the development of nuclear weapons. That's about what you'd expect. It's a typical thing in international affairs. Violence tends to engender violence in response. If the U.S. threats against Iran have almost certainly been a factor in their whatever efforts they're taking to do research and development that might lead to nuclear weapons. Yeah, threats have that effect. An actual bombing would probably accelerate such actions. As to the effects in the region, they're just, I mean, suppose the U.S. authorized Israel to do it. I mean, the effects in the region would be, I mean, almost indescribable. Nobody can guess. I mean, it might blow up what's left of Iraq. It might lead to, you know, violence all over the region. As I said before, I think the Rumsfeld-Cheney cabal would initiate such efforts either themselves or through Israel only if they're really desperate and they think there's no way out other than just to create chaos and see what happens. No, the question was the 1981 attack authorized by the United States? No, in that case not. There's pretty good evidence that the United States opposed it at that time. That's one of the rare cases when Israel did something in violation of what the U.S. wanted. And they were slapped down for it right away. I mean, not harshly, but, you know, condemned, and Security Council condemnation and so on. What I said was that as far as we know, the bombing of the Osirak reactor probably initiated Saddam Hussein's nuclear weapons program.